Hi, welcome to all of you once again for the next mental health broadcast. Welcome, Hardika ji. Welcome, Namaskar, Vanakkam. uh,
Namaste.
Before I introduce you, let me tell you why actually I started this podcast. There's a few reasons I want to tell to these audience. Number one is I'm a parenting coach or parenting a couples mentor. I'm not a parenting coach. I'm not a competitor. So number one. Number two is why I started mental health practitioners casting, because nowadays you have seen after the pandemic, mental health has taken the first priority. Earlier, nobody was talking about psychologists. Now they are everybody looking for psychologists. Okay. When I was attending international forum, there they were telling that now World Health Organization has redrawn the map and priority of this one. They are putting a lot of funds for mental health practitioners throughout the globe. They want to convert as far as possible all non-paramedics into psychologists. That is the number one. Number one. And you know now the work from home community has become very high. They are under a lot of psychological pressure. They do not know small tips. That is the reason they are doing. So that is one thing. Okay. Then the second point is the um, there are many people like you who are doing your isolated work and you're doing your own community and all those things. I want a limelight so that what actually happens is all the come to limelight show get case, then people will start seeing you. Third thing is, see, the techies are ruling this mental health. There are many techies who have misused that. You might have heard about it.
True.
I'm not telling everybody. There are people who are misused with apps. So until unless once your audience see you personally on a video, so what actually happens? It is like coming to your house and talking to you. They know about you. They can accept you as a sister. They can ask your mother. They can say whatever it is. They personal relationship with other. So yeah, I can go to this doctor. Reliable. That is not there because of flashy websites. They give a lot of offers, and as a model is only to make as quick as possible. A lot of techies have entered the psychological field. As a result, many people do not know who is a real psychologist, who is a real practitioner. The third, this is of course um, as long as YouTube is there, we are there and they are with us. This is one of the reasons I want to introduce the star people who are showing a lot of contribution. The world's best people are available in India. I want them to showcase this one so that benefiting both the sides for you and also my audience side. I'm
Making me come to this platform. It is, I am really feeling very proud and prestigious to be part of it here. And of course, you are doing a noble thing for both the ends, the trainer end, the coach end, as well as the audience end. I think, which, as you said, very few people are really thinking about and going ahead. So once again, my heartfelt gratitude to you for that. And coming to me, yes, so I am Hardika Rajdev, a proud mother of two darling children. And that is where the entire story of motherhood coaching began. And the name is a kind of a micro niche with a lot of people are like motherhood coaching. It sounds very different. It doesn't sound like what we have really heard in the field of life coaching as said. But yes, of course, this is evolved, or basically this is created, or maybe this was the purpose for which actually I am sent. That could be also one of the reasons, because personally I'm a person who's on a higher end with a spiritual connect. So it could be that way also. But yes, it is my pain points, which at one point I realized that lot of mothers like me must be feeling the same. And when gradually I have found the solutions to it or the tips to it, why not share it with others? And that's how I ventured into this.
Okay, very good. So that is from your experience, you modeled your coaching project. Very, very nice of it, because that's the first hand experience, because there is no substitute for experience. Okay, Hartika ji, before you go into that motherhood coaching, ये थोड़ा बताइए, what is the difference between this? A lot of people say coaching, counseling, a lot of jargons are coming up. Because layman angle, a lot of doubts are there. What is the difference between coaching and life coaching and counseling? Why I should not go mother counseling rather than mother coach? Could you please clarify on that?
Okay, see, actually, if you go to see, this is my perception, okay? We all belong to the same fraternity, okay? But what I really feel is the hand holding that we do, or to the depth that we can take our clients or the people who have come to us for seeking help, is at different intensities. That is exactly, according to me, the difference between all of them. Okay, so you go to a counselor, right? It is, I don't say that it is going to be completely on a superficial level, or they will not move to the in-depth. They also move to the root cause of it. But what is the main difference that lies is, with a coach, see, what happens is they make you think, they make you experience, they make you take the decisions according to your own mindset. That matters a lot. The self-awareness part of it, and the self-decision power that they just enhance in you, or maybe enlighten you, or make you aware of, is where the main difference lies. And I strongly believe that I cannot impose my thoughts, my feelings onto anybody else. See, if today somebody comes to me and says that, what, this is my problem, I am saying I understand, but actually I don't, because I don't feel what that person has really gone through, the intensity of that person, what they have gone through. Okay. For all you know, my intensity of the same problem would be more than them. Right? So that's where the difference lies. So you go to a coach, you go to a counselor, you go to a trainer. The whole point is, see who is able to handhold you to reach your desired goal. That is most important.
Okay, so what I understood summarize is, you can go to coach, counselor, psychiatrist, anybody. We are open-minded because all are mental fraternity. But what actually Hartika ji is telling, what I understand is, wherever you can vibrate, there you can produce results. We cannot vibrate with many people. Okay, that is what you are telling. That is the depth of feeling which you have for your client, and the intensity of the handholding which you can do, which you have done for many of your clients. That makes the difference. Very good, very good. So what would be that painful experience which has made you, what would be that one experience which has made you turn towards motherhood coaching? Because you had a lot of portfolios, you have been training people, you are aware of helping them, you are also a mother. What would be the one painful journey which has started? What made you start into this motherhood coaching?
Okay, so I have to take you back long, long ago, so long ago, but it is not that long ago also. But yes, I would say around about 8 to 10 years back, when everything was at its peak in the corporate field. All of a sudden, there was an emotion of guilt that started, that people started inculcating into me, rather than people, family, extended family. All of them started inculcating into me, and they were like, so, obviously, when you're in corporate life, you are out from maybe 8 in the morning to sometimes even 8 in the night. And that time it was only my daughter, who's 18 today. And she was around 4, 5 years old. And every day when I used to come back from work, I used to get to hear, what, when you were not around, she didn't eat, she misbehaved, she did like this, she did like that. You should give more time to them. This is not the time for your dream. Then you shouldn't have taken up this responsibility. Then you shouldn't have thought of, bringing her down to earth. And so everything came on me, and at one point of time, I actually started feeling guilty. So it was like, though I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm packing her favorite food in different boxes the way she wants, not leaving any of my chores of the house, whether it is for the in-laws, my husband, or anybody, because I live in a joint family. So it was not that anybody needed to do anything either for my child or for the house when I am not there. What they really needed to do was just pick up their food and eat. That's all was something which they needed to do. Everything else was taken care. But still, somewhere it was like, no, you should feel guilty for what you're doing. You can't do this. You have to let go your dreams and aspirations. And that's where things started sinking for me. I started let going projects. I started compromising. I actually started giving in. And this went on for around 3-4 years. Pure family pressure. No, daughter-in-law cannot do this. You cannot go out. How can you stay out till 8 o'clock in the night, till 9 o'clock in the night? It's not happening. It's not working out. All. So everything put together actually suppressed me. And I forgot my own identity. Something which my father had handholded me and taught me to dream of, right? Independence, creative thinking, on entrepreneurial journey, having a work-life balance. How can you balance things for yourself? It had all shattered off. So things went on like this nearly for 3-4 years, and I completely lost myself. And then all of a sudden, I had my mentors coming into my life, and lot of self work that I did to myself, calmed down myself, first learned to control my emotions, because anything and everything could trigger me. See, because I was in a very unresourceful state at that time, right? Because I was not allowed, or I was not given, to live the dream that I wanted to live, because I was told that I need to live always only for others. My own identity, my own, need, my own thinking was not appreciated nor accepted. So the only criteria was, you need finance, which is given to you. What else do you need? So I'm sure we mothers just don't need that financial support. I mean, we are empowered enough to financially support ourselves. That's really not the problem. What we really look out for in a relationship, especially after marriage, is love, respect, acceptance from the family members. And from your child, what you mainly need is that unconditional love, what you are showering on them, for them to accept it. I'm not telling that my child should come back and tell me every day, oh, Mama, thank you so much that you cooked for me. Oh, Mama, thank you so much that you washed my clothes. No, I'm not expecting that. But there is always just one small touch. Mom, you're the best. You don't even need to do that, right? So your body language, your non-verbal communication, everything matters a lot. And for me, everything was in darkness at that point of time. And I was just looking out for a ray of light which could get me out of that place. Because trust me, this had led me to end my life. I was in that state. Because and today when I think about it, yes, that time I used to blame, as usual, hey Bhagwan, why me? Why not anybody else? And all those blame games happened, all those dramas happened, big fights, big issues, everything happened. But then at one point of time, I realized that it is me who first needs to accept myself. And then is where I can expect anything else from others. And one more big lesson that I learned in this 10 years or 12 years of span is, there is nothing like expectations, because expectations lead only to disaster. That's something which I have really learned as a very big lesson for myself. And thereon, the journey began.
Okay, so in summarize, what I would say is that when you were in corporate life, trying to balance your personal life and professional life, and also being in a joint family, and also the value system your parents are given, suddenly you felt slowly were slipping in the emotional responsibility of your child. So when you came back, you felt that the emotional gap was there between you and your child, and you were able to see and slowly start sink, and you went to a particular point, almost of the depression or the verge of suicide. So how did you come out of that?
Yes, so for this, again, that gap played a very vital role for me, because what was the biggest aha moment for me at that time when I was ready to, end my life itself was, I looked at my child's face and I said, she is my responsibility. I don't deny to the fact, because on this earth, anybody can take anybody's place. But a mother's place, a father's place is something which cannot be replaced by anyone on this earth. I said, if I am done with my life, what am I leaving behind for her and going? Am I right with what I'm doing? So, am I not being selfish? So, basically, I'm just behaving like the way the others are behaving with me. What is the difference between me and them? And that little angel's face of mine, my daughter's face, was a 360 turning point which answered a lot of questions of mine at that point of time. And yes, of course, I did take the help of a lot of, videos and hearings, listening to Sadhguru, which helped me in a lot of, in many manners, to first, uplift myself. Because at that point of time, for me, I felt that I am completely useless, just a burden over here, so there was really no point. I mean, even if I am there or not there, wouldn't make a real difference to anybody, right? But yeah, if time permits, I would like to just share one short incident
Yes, sure.
over here, which actually was another turning point for me. So there was one day when things were really out of my control. I just couldn't control my emotions, and it was like a complete havoc the whole day. And my daughter that time was around 4 5 years old, and I just gave her regular afternoon lunch and everything, and I stepped out just by myself, thinking that let me move out of this entire atmosphere. Maybe I will feel a little better. And I stepped out of the house. And to all it, I was quite in my own world, and I really didn't want to come back. And I was just figuring out what to do, because I felt back there, nobody really needs me. So why should I go back? The whole point was that nobody really needs me. Then why should I go back? And then my little 4 year old child, of course, that time there were no mobile phones. So, given lavishly from a newborn baby to the oldest person in the house. So she made use of the landline, a 4 year old child. She got my help. That is I have a lady at home who's helps me to look after her at that point of time. She figured out, she told, call up my mother, and she called me from the landline and she said, Mama, where are you? And that was the turning point.
Turning point. Yes. Even also, what actually happens is maybe your whatever you eat or whatever you drink, that should quench your thirst and hunger.
True.
So at that time, you felt such a low mood that nobody is there in this world. Nobody takes care of me. And I'm a suicide survivor. Many things happened where I started seeing myself low, and incidents were also coming like that.
Correct.
And the
Absolutely.
point came in particular, I had enough incidents to justify yes. When I attempted suicide. But when I came out of suicide, the same incident which I have seen, feeling me, There are certain gaps I could not look up. Then they start scaling me to other. I always say that weaker. The same thing in your case. Yes, your daughter was that password which has made a change in your life. So
Absolutely.
very nice, very nice. What would be the you wanted to share? Our title is the three mistakes which every parent make, and how did you come out of? Can you tell one mistake of another in general? Because there may be many things which should be a sort of a learning lessons for our audience, mothers.
True. Very true. So I think as a mother, the three very important mistakes that I made, at least I would say the first mistake that I made is, any of the emotional suppresses that I had at that point of time, I used to show it on her, because somehow I used to feel that she's kind of a punching back to me, because she wouldn't retaliate, right?
Oh,
Any other relationship would come back and retaliate to me, right? Because they were overpowering me at that point of time. So I wanted somebody who is under me. So I used to think that she's under my control. So, lot of abuses, and so whatever came from there would be vented out on her, which was so absolutely wrong, because it was her imprint period. And I did such a disaster at that point of time. It was such a disaster for her own personal growth. Because obviously the child is not seeing anything very fruitful or very, something that she can relate to or cherish later on in her life. Today, if I am going to talk about my imprint period, my childhood, obviously I will want my fond memories to come out, right? So my daughter didn't get those kind of fond memories from her mother's end. And it was completely my fault.
okay.
So that was the first thing. So whatever it is with you, learn to handle it all by yourself. They are not our punching bags. That's something which strongly every mother, should remember and should follow. Because the repercussions of it, the consequences of it, okay, luckily by God's grace, I realized it at a much an early period, and of course, things are better, and things are streamlined. But then, if it wasn't that, there was another life which I was ruining with my own, and I, being a mother, was doing it to my child.
Yeah. So the one tip or one lesson, if I can title it as to all mothers, is kids are not your punching bag.
Not at all. Please put it in double quotes, bold letters. They are not.
I'll credit that quote to you. Kids are not your punching bags. Yes, emotional punching bags. Okay. Yes, it's right. And whatever mother does verbally, non-verbally, the child understands. It's not that you tell verbally, even non-verbally you do. I had my own period where my father used to beat my brother and my mother used to come smiling. But suddenly I could see that something has happened in the room. I was a kid, I know that. And slowly, she used to tell. Sometimes she used to tell, sometimes to shout at me. So I can relate to what you're telling. Okay, that is one thing is, yeah, don't see your kids as a punching bag. I would request all of our mental health lovers, because you are inviting only your mental health lovers, and kindly make a frame of this. If you are a mother, if I'm a mother, I would do that. Put it in a board or write it on a page of board and just paste it, so that at least, no, I believe in affirmation. I have my own method of affirmation. One method is repeating verbally, orally, and another is just put it in front. So that what will happen, once it becomes a part of the subconscious mind after some period, then that will echo in your mind and it becomes a habit. Many people tell me how to convert it to a habit. This is my method, my suggestion for you. Yes, what would be the second one, Adhika ji?
Second and most important, transparency in your communications is a very, very important thing between a mother and a child. See, if you want your child to share everything with you, okay, if you want your child to, to be at a level where you both are good friends. We usually tend to share everything, good, bad, whatever, gossip, whatever it is with our friends, right? So you have to lay that trust in them, get them to lay their trust in you, saying that, listen, I am your friend and I am your best friend. So you can share anything with me you want. So here there are two things that I'm talking about. One is trust, and this trust comes through your communication model. It is very, very important, because the moment they come and tell you something, like I'll give you an example for a smallest thing, like now online class. I'm just giving you a very recent example that happened with my son. So my son is 13 and my daughter is 18, as I've already told you. So my son was, his friend was writing, they all are basically writing an examination now on an online basis. And he noticed that his friend was copying. Okay, because somehow he saw on the screen that the camera was showing the book or whatever, and he was copying. So he quickly finished the exam and he came up to me and he said, Mama, you know what? So and so was copying during the examination. I said, okay. So what did you do about it and what is it all about? So he comes and tells me, he said, no, Mama, I'm just coming and telling you, I never copy, okay? No, I don't copy at all. This was, so he was trying to reaffirm himself to me that, listen, trust me. See, usually what I would have done is, don't lie, tell me what you did. I am sure you and he are best friends. This must be, you both must have planned and done something. And just because your paper didn't do well or you couldn't copy it completely, you're going to get less marks, so you're blaming him now. What did I do? Next time he's not going to come up to me at all.
Naturally.
He will not come up to me. So this is something which is the second big thing that we need to remember. Again, in bold letters, trust incorporated through a friendly communication model. Very important.
Yeah. I can relate to this example. Yes, I also believe that trust in a friendly manner. I remember now my grandfather now. The days were there when I don't know, maybe 2 decades back, I shouted at I have two daughters. I don't know why I shouted at some of my daughter. I do not know what consciously I didn't do that. But when I was sleeping in the night, I saw one of my members were crying. I don't know who was crying. When I check up, removing the blanket, she was keeping quiet. Then afterwards, she started sobbing. I think, "ये क्या हो रहा है?" Then I did my homework. Okay, the direction where it is crying. Then suddenly I caught her. Why are you crying? You did told me like this. So I told. Then what happened? Your intention was like this. Then I thought, okay, my intention was not that. Then I told my intention is this. Then after the main point here, what I tell you, not the communication, what I have seen is that I was just holding her hand and I was telling him my intention was not that. I'm very sorry for that. Okay. So until the pain, the wound is healed, you have to give an emotional trust for them. And in future, you do one thing. If I'm doing like this, you tell me one code between me and my daughter we established. So when the code is there, I understood that you are hurt. So that is the method I follow or talk to my clients. That's very good. As you told, the transparency and a friendly communication, that is the second tool which will make mothers bring the children more closer to you. Right. Very good. Next one, what would be the third one? What would be a suggestion?
The third and most common one, we do not accept them the way they are. That's I think the root cause for everything. I couldn't do this, so I will make my child do that.
Oh.
I couldn't fulfill my dream with this, so I will make my child do it. But try to understand whether that child really has an interest in it. And if by any chance they say that they are not interested in it, we are not ready to accept it. Why? The acceptance will not come from our end. Why? Because What do you think? We don't have experience. We know the world better than you. What have you seen in your life? Band. You're just shutting them there itself. You're not allowing them to explore. I'm not telling you to let them loose completely. I do understand that, the world is some place which they will learn with maturity, with time as to how to handle people, relationships, situations, work, home, profession. They will learn with time. But at least let them explore it. Why aren't we allowing to do that? We are not ready to accept that the child can know more than us.
Yeah.
We are just not ready to accept it. Again in bold letters. I agree. Maybe our grandparents, maybe our parents belong to that old school of thinking. But again, I'm not saying that that old school of thinking is wrong or it's bad. No. What our ancestors, what our elders have given us is a true treasure. But then there is always space to being a little flexible, to being a little adaptable to what it is. It is as simple as just as an example, okay? If you have bought an Android phone, which is version 1.0, right? For the next 10 years, would you be happy with just that 1.0? Would you not want an update? Would you not want a better version of it? Obviously, you would want. Nowadays, so everybody goes for a better version and upgraded version every month. So I'm to giving you 10 long years in between. Then why aren't we able to accept? We are not saying that they are always right or you are always right or they are always wrong and you are always wrong. No. The point is, why can't you come to a mutual level of acceptance where, okay, we'll try it out your way. If it doesn't work, can we try it out my way also? There is a way of putting it rather than do it my way, right? There is always a way of putting things ahead.
So the summary which you're trying to tell you is child has got own pattern for development. As you have your own pattern for development, child has got pattern. So always give them a signal that you are available for them whenever they need help for blossoming their talents or even they want to revise their talents. That's a good example of this. That is what I say. No, see, actually, if you see, in fact, as you told, I agree with you. Kids are more updated than the parents because if you look at the survey is telling that one preschool kid every day the baby is observing one MBBS syllabus, 1 year MBBS syllabus. Because he may not be in a position to tell what is rape, what is violence, what is terrorism, but she knows. Yeah. So
Brilliant.
yes, but the mothers doesn't know because mothers are busy with their corporate office, their fathers are busy with their that. So yes, as it will, and I also believe these kids are going to be super kids. I'm not telling. I strongly believe in that they are super kids. They are not born to rule like us. They will definitely don't accept our style of working. They will rule the whole universe, not the world, whole universe. So that way the nature is evolving. I also believe in that. Okay. So these are the three things. So friends, if you understand, one is, this thing is that don't see your kids as a punching bag of your emotion. That is what Madam was told. And second thing is trust them, give them what they are and what else. What else, Madam?
Trust them with a transparent communication model.
Transparent communication. So those are the three things which are very nice. So I want to ask you a personal thing. You're from which place, born and brought up where? What are your schooling, your childhood?
Okay, so I am a Gujarati, but born, brought up, settled in Chennai.
Oh, you're from Chennai.
Yes. So,
Okay.
so I've lived all my life here, done my schooling, college,
Oh.
and married, settled, everything over here. So I am more of a sambar sadam than a dokla. That's how I introduce myself. So that's how it is.
Okay. Then I think you know Hindi, you know Tamil, and what else? You know Gujarati. Then what else?
Gujarati, English.
English. Okay. ஸோ தமிழ்ல கேட்கலாமா? ஒரு
கண்டிப்பா கண்டிப்பா.
நான் நிறைய நம்ம தமிழ்நாட்டுல இருக்கிறதுனால ஸோ உங்க இதுல வந்து ஒரு மதர்ஹுட் கோச் அப்படின்னு சொல்றீங்க. மதர்ஹுட் கோச்னா என்னது? ஜஸ்ட் சமரி, மதர்ஹுட் கோச்னா என்னது? அது ஒரு ப்ரொஃபஷனா, இல்ல அது ஒரு கைடன்ஸா, இல்ல அது ஒரு ஸ்பெஷலைசேஷனா? அது what is that motherhood coach? Because we heard about counseling கேட்டிருக்கோம், இந்த கோச்சிங் அது புதுசா இருக்குது.
ஓகே, ஸோ ஏற்கனவே சொன்ன மாதிரி கோச்சிங் அப்படின்னு வந்தாலே இட் பேசிக்லி மீன்ஸ் தட் உங்களுக்கு வந்து தேவையான ஒரு இமோஷனல் சப்போர்ட், ஒரு கைடன்ஸ், ஒரு கிளாரிட்டி, எப்படி இந்த ப்ராப்ளமை நான் சால்வ் பண்றது, அது கொடுக்கறதுனா ஒரு கோச் உங்களுக்கு இது கண்டிப்பா ஃபுல் அண்ட் ஃபுல்லா உங்களுக்கு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணி கொடுப்பாங்க. ஓகே, தட் இஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பாயிண்ட். அண்ட் செகண்ட் திங், மதர்ஹுட் கோச்சிங் எப்படி எனக்கு வந்தது, இந்த பேர் எனக்கு எப்படி கிடைச்சது அப்படின்னு இஃப் யூ ரியலி ஹாவ் டு நோ. ஆஸ் ஐ டோல்ட் யூ, எனக்கு வந்து வாழ்க்கை அப்படின்னு உங்க வாழ்க்கையில என்ன உங்களுக்கு முக்கியம், இல்ல நீங்க எதுக்கு வந்து இந்த எக்ஸிஸ்டன்ஸ், உங்களோட வாழ்க்கை எதுக்கு இருக்குன்னு அப்படின்னு கேட்டாங்கன்னா, த என்டையர் யூனிவர்ஸ், யார் யாரு என்ன தெரியுமோ, ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஃபேமிலி, என்னோட ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ல யாருக்கு தெரிஞ்சா, யாரு பேசிக்லி நோ ஹார்திகா அப்படின்னு இருந்தாலே அவங்க 2 பேரு தான் என் பசங்க. ஸோ தி ஹோல் திங் வாஸ் தட் அவங்களுக்குன்னு சொல்லி ஒரு பெஸ்டான லைஃப் அவங்களுக்கு கொடுக்கணும், ஒரு பெஸ்டான ரிலேஷன்ஷிப் எங்களுக்குள்ள ஒண்ணு இருக்கணும். தட் ஹேட் பிகம் லைக் அ மோட்டோ ஃபார் மீ. அண்ட் அது வந்து எப்படி நான் உருவாக்கி, அண்ட் வாட் அ பியூட்டிஃபுல் ரிலேஷன் இப்போ நானும் எங்க பசங்களும் ஷேர் பண்றோம். அதுல இருந்து தான் இந்த மதர்ஹுட் கோச்சின் பேர் வந்தது. அண்ட் இதே மாதிரி நிறைய மதர்ஸ், ஸோ வெறும் ஒர்க்கிங் ப்ரொஃபஷனல்ஸ் இல்லை, ஹோம் மேக்கர்ஸுக்கும் இந்த மாதிரி ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு. டீன்ஸ்ல வந்து பசங்க வந்து ரொம்ப ரெபெலியஸா, கொஞ்சம் கோவம் ஜாஸ்தி, கேட்க மாட்டேன்றாங்க, நான் என்ன சொன்னாலும் எழுத்து பேசுறாங்க, மரியாதையே கொடுக்க மாட்டேன்றாங்க. ஆல் தீஸ் கைண்ட் ஆஃப் திங்ஸ் தே கம் அப் வித். எனக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டமா இருக்கு, அவங்களுக்கு நான் இவ்வளோ பண்ணேன், எவ்வளோ சாக்ரிஃபைசஸ் நான் பண்ணியிருக்கேன், அது எல்லாமே மீறி இப்படி என்னை எழுத்து பேசும்போது ஐ எம் நாட் ஏபிள் டு டேக் இட். அந்த மாதிரி சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ்க்கு தான் ஒரு கம்ப்ளீட் ஹேண்ட் ஹோல்டிங், உங்களையும் அந்த சிச்சுவேஷன்ஸ்ல இருந்து வெளியில எடுத்து வந்து இனிமேது உங்களுக்கும் உங்க பசங்களுக்கும் ஒரு மதர் சைல்டு பாண்டட் ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்பா எப்படி கொடுக்க முடியும், உங்களால எப்படி அதை பண்ண முடியும், தட் இஸ் வாட் ஐ கோச் ஃபார்.
இது ஒரு கிளாஸ் மாதிரி இருக்குமா, இல்ல ஒரு ட்ரைனிங் ப்ரோக்ராம் மாதிரி இருக்குமா, எப்படி மேடம் இப்படி வரணும்னா?
இட் இஸ் கம்ப்ளீட்லி ஒன் ஆன் ஒன். சி, பிகாஸ் அகைன் ஒரு கோச்சா நான் இருக்கும்போது என்னோட கிளைண்ட், ஆக்சுவலி நான் கிளைண்ட்னு சொல்றதே இல்லை, மதர் ஃப்ரெண்டுன்னு தான் அவங்கள கூப்பிடுவேன் நானு. ஸோ ஒரு மதர் ஃப்ரெண்டுக்குன்னு சொல்லி ஒரு பிரைவசி வேணும், வெளியில யாரும் தெரிஞ்சுக்க கூடாது, அவங்களுக்கு அந்த மாதிரி இது இருக்கும். ஏன்னா நிறைய அவங்களோட பர்சனல் விஷயங்கள் சில டைம் அவங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணணும்னு தோணும், ரைட்? ஸோ கீப்பிங் தட் இன் மைண்ட், இது எப்பவுமே 1-to-1 கோச்சிங் தான் இருக்கும். அண்ட் இன்ஃபேக்ட் இப்போ வந்து ஆன்லைன்ல தான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ அவங்க கிட்ட பெர்மிஷன் கேட்காம ரெக்கார்டிங் கூட பண்ண மாட்டேன். அவங்களுக்கு வந்து ரெக்கார்டிங் வேணும்னா ரெக்கார்டிங் எடுத்து அவங்களுக்கு கொடுப்பேன். சோஷியல் மீடியால போடவே மாட்டேன். இன்ஃபேக்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, அண்ட் இன்ஃபேக்ட் அவங்களா ஏதாவது ஃபீட்பேக் கொடுத்தா கூட வித் தேர் பெர்மிஷன், அவங்க பேரு கொடுக்கலாமா வேண்டாமான்னு கேட்டு விட்டுட்டா feedback, testimonials basically. See, because this is very personal.
very personal.
ரொம்ப பர்சனலான விஷயம். என்ன நம்பி யாரோ வந்திருக்காங்க, அத வந்து என்னோட பிசினஸ் பர்பஸுக்கு எனக்கு இன்னும் கிளைண்ட்ஸ் கிடைக்கிறதுக்குன்னு சொல்லி என்னால அந்த மாதிரி யூஸ் பண்ண முடியாது. இட் இஸ் நாட் எத்திக்கல் ஆன் மை பார்ட். பிகாஸ் நானும் ஒரு அம்மா, எனக்கும் தெரியும் நிறைய. see, when it comes to a mother, அந்த மதர் சைல்ட் ப்ராப்ளம் ஆக்சுவலி மெயினா இருக்காது. மெயினா இருக்கிறது வந்து அந்த என்வாயர்மெண்டோட ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் தான் இந்த ரிலேஷன்ஷிப்ல எல்லா ப்ராப்ளம்ஸும் கிரியேட் பண்ணும். தட் இஸ் வாட் வி ஒர்க் ஆன்.
ஒரு கேள்வி, சப்போஸ் மதருக்கு ப்ராப்ளமா இருந்தா மதரும் சைல்டும் பண்ணுவீங்களா இல்ல மதரோட மதரையும் கூப்பிடுவீங்க, மதரோட ஃபேமிலி எல்லாத்தையும் கூப்பிடுவீங்களா நீங்க?
No,
எப்படி?
no. That depends on the situation. Like,
ஓகே.
நிறைய வாட்டி என்ன ஆகும்னா, we first have to analyze where எந்த பக்கம் ப்ராப்ளம் இருக்கு. See, ஒரு தாயா நான் வரேன், ஒரு மதரா நான் வரேன்னா, எனக்கு கிளாரிட்டி இல்லாத போது எனக்கு ப்ராப்ளம் எப்பவுமே அதர் சைட்ல தான் தெரியும். கரெக்ட். ஏன்னா யாருமே உள் பக்கம் இப்படி பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க, எல்லாருமே இப்படிதான் பார்ப்பாங்க. தட் வெளி பக்கம் தான் பார்ப்போம், உள் பக்கம் பார்க்க மாட்டோம் நான். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் வி கெட் தெம் டு லுக் இன்சைட். உங்களோட என்ன இருக்கு, உங்களுக்குள்ள என்ன இருக்கு, உங்களோட ஸ்ட்ரென்த் வீக்னஸஸ் என்ன இருக்கு, உங்களோட பெயின் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் என்ன இருக்கு. பிகாஸ் நிறைய வாட்டி என்ன ஆகும்னா, என்னோட பெயின் பாயிண்ட்ஸ் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த டைம்ஸ் இன் மோஸ்ட் ஆஃப் த கேசஸ் ஐ ஹவ் சீன் ஆர் ரிலேட்டட் டு என்னோட சைல்ட்ஹுட், என்னோட பாஸ்ட் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ். யூனோ அந்த ரூட் காஸ்ல இருந்து இதெல்லாம் பில்டப் ஆகி நம்மள வந்து ஒரு மாதிரி ஒரு பிராண்ட் கொடுத்துரும். ஓகே, அவங்களா அப்படிதான், அவங்களா பேசவே மாட்டாங்க, மூஞ்சால் அடிப்பாங்க, சண்டையே போட்டுட்டு இருப்பாங்க எப்போ பார்த்தாலும். பட் ஆக்சுவலி அப்போ பண்றது வந்து ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனல் விஷயம் தான். டீப் டவுன் இதுக்கு வேற என்ன ரூட் காஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ யூஸ்வலி வெறும் மதர் தான் இருப்பாங்க, பட் மதர் சைல்ட் ப்ரோக்ராமும் இருக்கு. ஸோ தட் டிபெண்ட்ஸ். சைல்டு கூடயும் ஒரு வாட்டி பேசுவேன். ஸோ தோணுது தட் ரெண்டு பேரும் ஜாயின் பண்ணணும்னா ரெண்டு பேரும் ஜாயின் பண்ண, இல்லைன்னா வெறும் மதர். ஃபேமிலி மெம்பர்ஸ் இதுல யாருமே இன்வால்வ் ஆக மாட்டாங்க, வெறும் அவங்கள மட்டும்தான்.
நான் நீங்க சொல்ல என்ன புரிஞ்சுக்கிட்டு கேட்டீங்கன்னா, நீங்க ரிஃப்ளெக்ஷன் பண்ணி ஒண்ணு என்ன சொல்றீங்கன்னா, ஒரு அம்மா வந்து ஒரு கோவப்படுறாங்களே இல்ல ஒரு மனஸ்தாபம் வருதுன்னா, அவங்க சின்ன பிள்ளையா இருக்கும்போது அவங்க லைஃப்ல வந்த மனக்காயங்கள் தான் இதுக்கு காரணம் அப்படின்னு சொல்ல வரீங்க. கரெக்ட்?
நிறைய வாட்டி that has been the root cause. நிறைய வாட்டி இந்த மனக்காயங்கள் தான் அதுக்கு ரூட் காஸா வெளியில வந்திருக்கு.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே, வெரி நைஸ். ஸோ இப்போ உங்களை காண்டாக்ட் பண்ணணும்னா எப்படி, வாட் வுட் பி த, உங்களை எப்படி காண்டாக்ட் பண்ணணும்?
ஐ மீன் தே கேன், என்னோட கம்பெனி வெப்சைட் இருக்கு, அதுல இருந்து காண்டாக்ட் பண்ணலாம். இல்லைன்னா ஃபோன் மூலியமா இல்ல இமெயில் மூலியமா எல்லா டீடைல்ஸும் நான் ஷேர் பண்றேன். தே கேன் காண்டாக்ட் மீ எனி டைம். அண்ட் ஒன் மோர் திங் ஐ வாண்ட் டு ஆட் ஆன் ஹியர் இஸ், டீம் இருக்கு who looks after administration management எல்லாமே. ஆனா கோச்சிங் பண்றது வெறும் நான் தான். இன்ஃபேக்ட் எந்த விதமான பர்சனல் இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் ஷேர்ட் டீமுக்கும் போகிறது இல்ல. அது கண்டிப்பா அந்த ஃபைல் அந்த ரெக்கார்ட்ஸ் எல்லாமே என்கிட்ட தான் ஆல்வேஸ்.
ஏதாவது ப்ரீ குவாலிஃபிகேஷன் இருக்கா? இதுக்கு வந்து படிச்சிருக்கணும், கிராஜுவேட் தான் பண்ணணும், இல்ல நான் கிராஜுவேட்டா இருக்கணும், அம்மா அது மாதிரி ஏதாவது குவாலிஃபிகேஷன் வச்சிருக்கீங்களா?
அம்மாக்கு வந்து நீங்க அம்மான் பேரே போட்டாலே கிராஜுவேட் நான் கிராஜுவேட் படிச்சது படிக்காதது எதுவுமே வராது. பிகாஸ் திஸ் இஸ் அ நேச்சுரல் கிஃப்ட், நம்மளுக்கு கடவுளா கொடுத்த ஒரு நேச்சுரல் கிஃப்ட். தட்ஸ் ஆல்.
Nobody can give birth in the world except a mother. I agree with you. Very nice, நல்ல விஷயம் சொன்னீங்க मैडम. ओके, आप 2-3 बात आप हिंदी में कीजिए. आपने जो ये बताया ना, ये मदरहुड कोच, तो मैं जो समझा कि आप जो बता रहे हैं कि ये कोच और काउंसलर में फर्क है कि काउंसलर इज मोस्टली साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट, कोचिंग इज लाइक ए फुटबॉल कोच और वॉलीबॉल कोच, वन टू वन आपको हेल्प करता है, आप मदर्स को हेल्प कर रहे हैं. करेक्ट मैडम? ओके,
एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट.
आपने करें. हाँ, तो ये बताइए हार्दिका जी कि आपका ये मदरहुड कोच आप कैसे बने? व्हाट वाज दैट वन थिंग व्हिच हैज चेंज्ड योर लाइफ?
तो बड़ी लंबी कहानी है, जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था. हाँ, पर मैं छोटे में बताऊंगी. या बट आपको पक्का 10 साल पहले लेके जाऊंगी मैं, जब ये पूरा इंसिडेंट हुआ था. तो मेरी बच्ची तब 3-4 साल की थी एंड मैं एक स्टेज ऑफ लाइफ पे पहुंच गई थी जहां मुझे एकदम एक फीलिंग आ गया था कि मैं किसी काम की नहीं हूँ, मुझे किसी को मेरी जरूरत नहीं है. एंड मुझ में ऐसा कुछ है ही नहीं कि जो आगे चल के कोई बोल सके या मैं खुद बोल सकूं कि वाह ये तू अच्छा करती है, या ये तेरा हुनर है, या ये हार्दिका की आइडेंटिटी है. तो वो पूरा मतलब एक ऐसा सिचुएशन, फैमिली प्रेशर, हर एक तरफ से एक ऐसा प्रेशर हो गया था जहाँ एक दे फीलिंग आ गया था कि भाई बस सब हो गया, अब रहो ना रहो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है, बस उस लेवल पे पहुंच गए थे। छोटी छोटी चीजें, ऐसे नहीं कि बहुत बड़ी बड़ी चीजें हो गई, इतना बड़ा हो गया कि इतना ड्रास्टिक डिफरेंस स्टेप लेना पड़ा, नहीं। पर जिंदगी में ना कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि कुछ छोटी छोटी चीजें, कुछ छोटी छोटी बातें ऐसे चुप जाती है ना कि वो मतलब ऐसा घर कर जाती है कि आदमी को पता नहीं चलता है कि कब उसका पूरा वे ऑफ थिंकिंग बदल जाता है। जितनी हंसमुख, जितनी फ्रेंडली, जितनी ज्यादा एक्टिव में थी, उसकी मैं पूरी ऑपोजिट हो गई थी। एंड उसका मेन रीजन क्या? तुम अपने बच्चे का ध्यान नहीं रखती हो, तुमको सिर्फ अपना करियर का पड़ा है, तुमको सिर्फ अपनी पड़ी है, अपनी दुनिया में रहती हो, तुमको ना घर का पड़ा है, ना काम का पड़ा है, ना पति का पड़ा है, बच्चा खाया नहीं पिया नहीं, लड़की है बड़ी होके पता नहीं कैसी तुम्हारी तरह ही एक मुफ्फट बन जाएगी, ऑल दोज थिंग्स, वन बाय वन, वो बोलते हैं ना, एक 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 एम्प्टी जार रख लो, उसमें रोज एक छोटा छोटा कंकर डालते जाओ डालते जाओ डालते जाओ, एक दिन वो उभर के ऊपर तक आ जाएगा, और मालूम पड़ा कुछ ज्यादा और डाल दिया तो एक दिन फट भी जाएगा, आई मीन टूट भी जाएगा, राइट। वो टूटने की नौबत से पहले मुझे मेरी बेटी खुद ने मुझे बचा लिया, एंड उसी तरह मैं बनी मदरहुड कोच।
तो इसका तो भतीजी आपके आपके गुरुजी आपके बेटी है. She has changed your life.
She is the angel of my life.
Yeah. See, we always tell a 1 degree difference. अभी आप सभी चौराहे पे जाते हो, आपको एड्रेस नहीं मिलता, या 4 रोड है, कहाँ पे जाना है पता नहीं है, जीपीएस नहीं है, तो वहां पे आप कंफ्यूज हो जाते हो कहाँ जाना है कहाँ. तो यहाँ पे कहीं ना कहीं आपको एक ऐसे आदमी मिल जाता है तो बताए भाई ये है शॉर्टकट, यहाँ से जाइए. So that is where that 1 degree change आपके बेटी ने. What is your daughter's name?
Tamanna.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, then we'll go to this rapid fire, madam. You ready?
Sure.
One word answer.
Sure.
Okay. So your childhood, what was the first crush? Who was that boy? You're so beautiful now. At that time, who was the person who was behind you?
Okay, I just hope my husband doesn't listen to this, but he knows everything of it. But very frankly, I never had a childhood crush, matlab, as a boy. But yes, from then to today, I really admire Amitabh Bachchan. I have a crush on him. Whether he has or no is I don't know, but I have on him.
बॉयज जो होते हैं ना, मुझे क्रश मेरे टीचर के पास थे. आई यूज्ड टू लाइक माय टीचर वेरी मच.
हाँ, तो मैं गर्ल्स स्कूल में पढ़ी थी सर, और टीचर्स भी सारी फीमेल लेडी टीचर्स ही थी. तो बचपन से ये क्रश था अमिताभ. इनफैक्ट आई थिंक उसीलिए वो बोलते हैं ना, जब आप कुछ ठान लेते हो तो पूरी कायनात आपको मिला के वो देती है. तो माय हस्बैंड इज एक्चुअली 6'2".
So Amitabh Bachchan has come in a different format.
In a different format, and I am 5'1". So in fact, in my entire family and friend circle, we are known as the Amitabh Bachchan, Jaya Bachchan. So I gaya.
Oh, very good, very good. So Ayata, really, if you believe in the law of attraction, more or less I have seen it is reflecting in that when people believe in that.
True.
That is very good. So what is that one book which you have read which has changed your life?
Okay, so very frankly, I am not a very voracious reader. In fact, I am not a reader at all. But of late, I have started reading. Okay, and there is this one book which is called as Atomic Habits by James Clear. And trust me, as the name of the author is clear, it has got a lot of clarity for me personally. And I'm implementing that for my mother friends. And it is helping them also a lot of.
Could you elaborate on that? What actually?
Sure. So the book is all about, see, we always look at the bigger picture, bigger success, celebrate only bigger things, right? But we tend to forget those little tiny successes, those little things which is leading to that bigger success. Right? And that's what this book is all about. It is all about the tiny changes that you can bring in your day-to-day habit for that bigger picture, that bigger change of habit, or that bigger goal that you want to achieve, how you can achieve it. And these tiny changes I have literally brought in my children, in myself, and I'm using it for my mother friends. And it is creating wonders to a very large extent. For I'll give you a small example for this. So my son is one naughty brat. So usko every day he has one nakra, one reason to give my husband for not brushing his teeth in the night and going to sleep. Okay. So we just made a slight change in it initially. Okay. So I told him out of 7 days in a week, okay, the Sunday is the day when you get your ice cream, right? So we make that as your cheat day. Okay. And the remaining 6 days, right? Out of the 6 days, I'll give you 2 days, which is of your choice when you don't want to brush. Okay. But the other 3 days will be what mama says. Are you in for it? Any 2 days I can choose? Yes. Sunday also I don't need to brush? No. Ice cream will come surely? Yes. Okay. काम हो गया मेरा.
Right.
So
I mean, how to
little changes.
little micro habits which are the bridges for becoming a macro habit. Good. With a habit, I remember quote, habit cannot be broken so easily. No?
So easy.
As a trainer, tea निकालते हैं, bee
True.
निकालते हैं.
True.
Okay. Who is that one person who would like to thank you? If any person would like to thank you in this world, what is that one person you would like to thank you?
I would like to thank, or somebody
Who would like to thank you?
I would like to. 100% and surely my mother and my father. First, my mother. I think she is the phenomenal lady who has, at the age of 80, living with 4 generations, has implemented change management so seamlessly into her life.
I came to know that you are a movie buff. You love movies and all. So what is
yes.
that one movie which has changed your life?
Okay,
or impacted on your life?
One movie which has changed my life. Okay, I mean, my mentor tells me this, that I have a dual identity. Okay, so what you see me now, all smiling, bubbly, kiddish, blah blah blah, all that, and there's a shadow side of me, which is actually the untouched Sherini kind. And this untouched Sherni awakes, or really wakes up when something goes wrong with her children, or when somebody really tries to trigger it out with her. So one such movie which really impacted my this Sherni side of it was Sri Devi ma'am's mom. So how she took revenge for what wrong was done to her daughter, and how she gave her the justice part of it.
Okay.
Of course, it was a very sad way, what happened, but yeah, that I completely relate to it, because that's how that the typical Sherni of mine awakes. If anybody tries to go wrong, rub the wrong side of my children, that's how it is.
So your mentor told you that there is other side of you. Who is your mentor? Who is that one mentor?
Okay, so my mentor, coach, friend, guide, I have 3-4 of them who I work with, so I would like to name all of them. So one is Mr. Suren Kolenkar. So he is, the CEO, founder of SK Consultancy. It's a Goa-based company. He himself is a master NLP practitioner. And then I have Mr. Ajay Almeida. He's a leadership coach. And then I have Mrs. Pooja Saran. She's a hypnotherapist and a handwriting analyst. And then I have Mr. Ashok Parak, from who I have learned a lot of things. And he's a very senior parenting coach, and even he is Goa based. So these 4, वो बोलते हैं ना 4 pillar. So these 4 people have been like those pillars who have literally lifted me out of that typical dandal, or the thing which I was entrapped into. And today you see
Yeah. No, आपने जो बोला था ना, you told that I read books, but you read directly from mentors. You learn from mentors. Maybe you may not be reading books. You learn a lot. You invest a lot in yourself, and that's what
Absolutely.
I've seen. All the star coaches, star mentors, they invested a lot in themselves first. See, nothing will.
Because
Yeah, there is a saying no in Tamil. Chattiyle irukkadan happyile varum. So whatever is there in the bowl, that only will come in the spoon. So you have to fill the
absolutely.
bowl with knowledge, skill, or your friend circle who can help you out, who can energize you. When you yourself are empty, how you can help others? Good, very, very, very good point. Okay. So we are coming to the end of the session, and okay, what is that you would like to uh, know from my side about me?
Okay, so I came to know that you are on a big mission. And first of all, again, thank you so much for having me on this platform. It is really a pleasure to know you, to understand, the way you are helping relationships, because actually these relationships are bringing our future, and parents वो relationships में ही that compatibility and those wavelengths are not reaching. Obviously we are not going to give anything further to the next generation coming up. So first I would like to give you a salute for the noble work that you are doing as as one of the couple mentors and coaches. But yes, I would surely like to know that this mission of yours of touching so many lives, and this, how is it, how did it really come to you, and what exactly, how it evolved, right? That I think that would be the better way of
I
putting
would
it.
make it summarize. You already know I have been covered in this national issue. My whole
Yes.
story is there. I will send you, but still, I would make it very simple. In every video of mine, around 1,000 videos are there. You can see my couple, Ganga and Shantanu. Shantanu, गंगा का बेटा है भीष्म. Okay.
Okay. That's
So
nice.
Ganga ji behti हैं. Okay.
Correct.
Then Bharat is the Maharaja. Bharat is the
Okay.
first king of kings.
Correct.
So I have my own story. Okay, why I come into this page? Very simple. Very simple. We hail from a very remote place called Tirunelveli, and my father, an ex-army man, and one day he moved to police. Then afterwards, my father had a very big family, the brothers, sisters, and all this. Like any other family he used to bring, and we are not in South. Now only I came here to Chennai, but we are mostly in Hyderabad, we're in Maharashtra, we're in different parts of city. Where my father was posted, I was there. My mother could not bear the pressure. Sometimes she used to support my father's wishes, sometimes against. But one thing, हमारे एक चाचा जी थे, Bear had a very, very bitter point. It is not a misunderstanding. It's a sort of, they are a village like of people. They fight. They hate my mother. वो थोड़ा मुझे painful लगता था. I used to feel painful. But as you told my mother, used my friend, she was transparent. ऐसा हो गया. Father ऐसा किया. Father did that. அவங்க சித்தப்பா இப்படி பண்ணிட்டாரு, என்ன அடிச்சிட்டாரு, சாப்பாடு இல்லை, அடிச்சிட்டாரு, கம்மியாயிட்டாரு. My father was very mum, because whatever the brothers say, this is something painful, I cannot read that. My mother told, we'll go to God. கடவுள்கிட்ட போலாம். I told, okay, we'll go. Because I thought like a walk in a park, 9 years, मुझे क्या मालूम. Then she took me Hanumanji temple, and she pressed her nostril and my nostril, both were inside. And you told God is there, and you know, the shortcut is there. She slipped me, I slipped, I do not know what has happened. Next thing is I in front of that, and people are saving me, people are mother. Then the pujari told, what happened? I told, this has happened. So, do you get a bad name by doing this, or a good name? I don't know what I will get. He told, no, your mother is doing this one, your father is doing that. If your mother is gone, will your people will blame more your mother or not? Yes. So who is there to stop that? Nobody is there to stop it. See, once you're not there, people will wear bloom. At least to tell it is wrong, we should be alive. Agreed or not? I told, yes. बहुत अच्छी बात है. Then he also told, you're such a good son that you're ready to die for the sake of your mother, the 9 years old. But many mothers do not have a son like you. Then I told, yes, what should I do? You should help them also. उसके लिए अब जीना, हनुमान जी ने बचाया ना, I was the हनुमान जी temple. हनुमान जी बचाया आपके लिए. You know why? I don't know why. You have to help many more mothers. You promise me you will not commit suicide. So that was one incident. Okay, some buzrug is telling something good. I don't know, good or bad, but yes, no. I was thirsty. Somebody was giving water. That is what the natural relationship. And afterwards, I went into a mode of making the Mahabharata war. I started hitting my chacha, my chitapa, and I was in a lockup. My mother came to me. What is that you are doing? I told, I want to kill that fellow. Then she told me, so you, by what will happen by killing him? Okay, you will be happy. No, you are doing a wrong thing. One more brother is going to come. Your father is getting one more brother and sister. Can you stop that? And I go, what are you pannu? She's used to hold this rod, that nail rod. She's hit like that. You help me, don't harm me. What are you pannu? That is where the whole introspection started. See, if I accept this as a truth, and killing is the solution, fighting is the solution. This is a front end. I'm creating a Mahabharata war. If they should not happen, I should do something different. Okay, I started working at the causal level. Causal level. So from there, what has happened sometimes I was into counseling. I helped many of the people. I was working for Pell, and after retirement, these are the few incidents which changed my life. And I see that every girl, every couple who are coming to me, they are a representative of my mother. I could not do much for my mother, could not do much for my father. I'm not telling father is a bad man. Some portion of his was, but if you look at him, he is a stressed person, maybe a 10th fail guy. He went to army. So that has made me try. My granddaughter also asked me, my grandson asked me, how do you get you so much patience in counseling? I always say that the promise I made to my mother. And my mission is to help these 1 million because I have rejected many of the psychological models in India. And I have my back end is NLP. On the front end is Mars are from Venus. Men are from Mars and women are from Venus. So that painful point for mother only still energizes me to help these young couples. So that is what I had told, and I have already crossed 50,000. And my model is something different. It's not an Indian model. Mine is a hybrid model where I don't take, suppose you call me and send somebody, I don't take them. I talk to them free of cost. वो Hardika ne, yes, madam has called. Yes, she's a friend of mine. I'll talk to you. Let me talk to your husband also. I talk to free of cost wife. I talk to husband free of cost. Then I tell them to give an email. What do you expect from me? When they give an email, I talk about money. If you're not ready for email, that means when you were not ready for doing homework, you're not my client. And every session I give them this me diary. आपने देखा ना?
Yeah.
Me diary. Yeah. I tell them they have to write down. And I also tell my assistant, அவங்க me diary கொண்டு வந்தா அனுப்புங்க இல்லைன்னா வீட்டுக்கு அனுப்புங்க. Let them get back the diary. And you can go to practo.com, and that one there are about this one is there around 200 clients who has come to my counseling. They are written. Doctor doesn't accept until we do the homework. What I believe is the same thing. What we cannot introspect. What you cannot measure, you cannot improve. That is the model. That is the reason I would say my success is not 100%, 200%. Because they do homework. I don't take client. I don't get any misunderstanding because it's very clear. Input is very clear. These are that's what I was asking. Do I have a pre-qualification? The pre-qualification is I should know you are in a pain. I should know that you are ready to do homework. We are not doing any homework. It is like a charity. I don't believe like doing a charity. So that is the reason I am there. And you people are all there, partners in helping me in achieving my mission of 1 million.
And I'm feeling even more proud, sir, to really get associated with you. I mean, really, I'm really blessed.
Like I have only another 11,000 days left. Not much. Not even 1 day, 1 hour more. बाद में वो विधि गani. कोई भी नहीं देख सकता. So before that, what we can do? So that is where I'm looking at it. Thank you very much for asking this question. And
thank you, sir. Thank you.
We can also professionally refer to people who they badly need their help. And my question to you is, what would be a suggestion for many psychologists? You can see a lot of people who complete psychology. They would like to become a mental health practitioner. What would be a suggestion for the students? Because there is no link between what they study and what they do. That is where the education system is standing at a period where whatever you have read, they cannot convert it. The same thing happened when I did my MS counseling. And afterwards, when I asked that lady 100 rupees, she told me, "Aapne kya kiya? What did you do, sir? You are doing the same talking. I will give only 10 rupees." Then I went and asked my professor, sir, what is this? She's giving only 10 rupees. She thought, at least you got 10 rupees. I didn't get that. You comment, but that is not the answer. See, I am very, very clear is what you taught me is not useful to me. So when I started knowing models in the West, the mentors like Richard Bandler. I'm a student of Richard Bandler. I was the first starter NLP in India. First book of NLP was released in 2001, and that was released by Telugu Shivaji Ganeshan, Akkineni Nageswara. He is the person who released that book. First book in NLP was released with my case studies in Telugu. The second was released in 2003 in Coimbatore University. So I have modeled that because I was practicing on my own. So that is the reason it has gone into my blood. So what would be your suggestion for people who like to become a motherhood coach like you?
First of all, sir, yes, nowadays it has become, I mean, I don't blame the market, I don't blame the fraternity, but anybody and everybody on an alternative business, they want to think of taking up coaching. But coaching is not an alternative business, sir. And coaching is not that should be an alternative business to anybody and everybody, because I feel it is more of an experience. It is more of your own pain points out of which you have learned, and you should have a mindset of helping others. That is more important. Monetary is always important. I'm not denying to the fact. Yes, certain times things do work out on social causes also. We do that. That's not a problem at all. But as you say, there is no value when you give it to people in free. I mean, I personally have does experience that. So to me, to all the aspiring psychologists or mental health people who want to get into this industry, I would first tell them that first of all, don't think that this is an alternative for you. Okay. Do you really have the passion? Have you figured out your purpose and your why? And that is why you're entering into this field. First, get the roots done, and then you can enter the field. Because it is very clear, if the foundation of my building is not going to be strong, if the purpose of why I want to become a life coach is not clear within me, then what I am going to do is I'm going to only wander around trying everything. So jack of all trades and master of none. And personally, I'll tell you what, maybe you will make a lot of money out of it, but there is something which is like personal satisfaction. Yes, I don't say I doubt, but I 100% know you will not even get 0.5% of that ever. So your ethics and your values align to it and then move ahead. Just because somebody came and told you, you know what, mental health and psychology and all this coaching and training and is going to be a boom. It's a 350 million dollar market for the next 10 years, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't make sense, because here you are basically handling the emotions of a person. It is most precious than anything on this earth, but surely after your mother. So that's what I would like to say.
So your suggestion is, first of all, they should ask themselves whether they really have the love for this type of work, number one. And then when you cannot see the target, you cannot hit it. So what madam is telling is, first see the target. You have the love for the target. Otherwise, you will not be succeeding. You may be working for years together and afterward. And you also know it, madam has left a whole colorful, glittering corporate experience just to answer the voice of the emotional responsibility which she felt that she could not do that. Am I correct, madam? You left at all those things. Yes, you may have to make a sacrifice, but definitely once you identify a passion, once you start loving that, then you will not find a limitation. I don't feel like madam or me, I'm doing a work. I'm only enjoying. It is only enjoying because the passion is an area enjoying. Sometimes you may get money, sometimes you may not get money as you expected, but still you will never get depressed, because you are very happy, because ultimately you are doing what you're doing. Am I correct, madam? That is what you're saying.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah,
You just
100%.
got it
So
right.
go into an area of a passion, and you should be surrounded with a lot of role models. A lot of role models. The good models are required. One of my models is Kamal Hassan. Kamal Hassan is always, I have seen him as a breakthrough model. Every time experiment something new, something nothing. And I remember in one of the days he was telling is, I'm not a competition to Rajinikanth. Rajinikanth is a competition. I'm a competition to my earlier version. That is where that has propelled me to think of how can I become better version of myself, better version of myself. And luckily, and this is a very, very good model. No, the earlier model where if you go if you go to stars of Dilip Kumar, if you go to Shivaji Ganeshan model, there was a rivalry. It was invisible. Shivaji Ganeshan people will never used to appreciate the MGR group. MGR was the same thing. Dilip and Rajkumar was there. But here is where you see now the whole model has changed. Rajinikanth appreciates Kamal Hassan, Amir Khan appreciates Shah Rukh Khan. The model has changed. We have to change. As you told, no, some models are not accepted by your parents. But sometimes when it is not working, you have to find a signals of improving. So thank you very much, Harika ji. I'm really very blessed to have a friend like you. And there are a lot of clients who need the help, and wherever it is required, we'll work together. Okay. And thanks a lot for coming and accepting our request. That's
Always a
wonderful.
pleasure, sir. Thank you
Right.
so much.
Thank
Truly blessed. I thank God for it.
Yeah, Ali, thank you for being a mom, and you're converting a passion into a print. I would only request you to write a book with your all experience so that it will be reaching more and more people.
Thank you so much.
And I want that day should come very, very quick.
Thank you so much for your best wishes and
Right.
blessings, sir. Thanks a lot.
Right.
Means a lot.
Thank you, ma. Thanks, ma. Right.
Bye, sir.
We'll put all your details at this one, and it'll be available to them. Right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Bye, sir.